What's going on, family? What is up? And welcome back. This is the Law of Evolution. You know, Hello Games has given us things that we didn't even know that we wanted. I mean, we've gotten crazy things in these updates. Stuff we were not asking for. Some things we were, but I think it's time now that they take it back to their roots. You know what I mean? I think it's time that they take it back to what made the game so appealing to people in 2013, 2014, when they first announced it. I think it's time to expand on it like they've expanded on so many other different things. But I think it's time for the artists to take a step back and start creating animals again. You know what I mean? And not a few, not just a few. It has been there. It just hasn't been much. So I think it really is time for them to take a step back, have the artists really go in and okay, guys, time to make a whole bunch of heads. Time to make a whole bunch of legs. You know what I mean? All those little pieces that build up to the weird animals. All those procedurally generated limbs and eyes and ears and fur and all of those little things that if I find myself in Galaxy 50 off 300,000 light years from the center, somewhere just untouched, will I have the opportunity to really see something that nobody else may ever see. That'll take No Man's Sky screenshots to the next level. All the things that we love about this game, if you backfill if you backfill all of that stuff, it'll just make us it'll the immersiveness, we're gonna dive in so much deeper. The reason that we picked this game up to even begin with were those beautiful E3 shots. Now, I know the game is much more beautiful now than those E3 shots. I get it. I'm that guy. I've been in this community since the beginning. I understand that. This game is much more beautiful now than what they showed us in E3. I get it. What I'm referencing is what they showed us is these beautiful worlds, these diverse biomes, these worlds packed with life. Every direction you look, just like Earth. I mean, just every direction you looked, it was just teeming with life. Bioluminescence, just all these beautiful things, dude. I mean, that's what made our jaws drop. It wasn't multiplayer. It wasn't this, that, and the other. It was that core system of creation, of artistic beauty that brought us all here. So it's time to take just one little step backwards. One little step backwards. The last cornerstone of what we all have really been asking for is the whole thing with biomes and the diversity of planets. We've been begging for that and we haven't really gotten it. They gave us the introduction of exotic worlds, which was dope. Don't even, you ain't gonna get me to talk bad about it. The introduction of exotic worlds was top notch. They need to expand upon that mindset. You know what I mean? That made explorers, because I am down deep down in my core, I'm an explorer in No Man's Sky. All I want to do is just break off from the hubs, break off from the galaxy, and just go. That's what I want to do in the mess. I just want to go, fam. So they want me to finish this quest. Oh no. He said he wants a loud and fun universe with events and bosses. Woo, buddy. That would be dope. Imagine they had you know how they added the stuff in space recently, right? Imagine there being a big ass space worm. We're having to all team up to fight this, but it's a community. Why don't they just do that? Why don't they do something like that? A community mission, the weekend community mission. Here we are all in the lobby, 16, 32, whatever player lobby that you're in, and you're all trying to take out this creature that's in space, but it's enormous, you know? But I want it to be, I want it to be hard. If you guys have played Warframe before, Warframe doesn't hold your hand. They will put something out that's hard to beat, and people will fail at beating this thing for months. Nobody will know how to beat it until somebody just figures it the fuck out. They're like, dude, somebody figured out how to beat it. And you go and everybody floods to this channel, and you go and it's this fucking obscure ass dude in fucking Russia who found out a way to beat the monster. You know what I mean? And now everybody has a blueprint to go out and do it. And that, you know what I mean? Like that. I wanted to not hold your hand. NMS has a tendency to be a little bit too easy to defeat, you know, enemies, whether it be sentinels. Corrupted sentinels, a little bit harder. Cool, I like that. I want there to be sentinels that if you even see them, you're like, you know. Like if you see these sentinels, you know damn well you're not gonna make it out of this, you know? I've always wanted to see those mechanized worlds. You know how they have the worlds where they've got the hexagon, like the stop sign. You know what I mean? Those metallic home worlds, those exotic worlds. I've always wanted to see those be like the hubs for sentinels. You can't get too close to the planet, period. Good luck landing on it. Good fucking luck landing your starship on it. Because as soon as you get here, they're on your ass. Like, they don't want you here, sentinels don't want you here, but you get into the system and the sentinels are on your ass. You might be able to survive out here for a while, but the planet is kind of like your goal. You're like, oh, that's like a sentinel, kind of like, not a sentinel home world, but it's like a sentinel hub. You're trying to get closer and you're trying to get closer, but the sentinel starships, the sentinel freighters keep warping out, and more ships are jumping off, and more starships are jumping off, then more sentinel freighters are warping in. It's like it just makes it incrementally harder and harder and harder to try to get to the planet or something like that. And then you get to the planet, you get in the atmosphere, and then you're just overwhelmed. There's just too many starships. There's too much. But then you know that somebody in the NMS universe is going to find a way to land on the damn planet. Something. I want things like that. Things that cannot be defeated. Things that are too hard to beat. You know what I mean? As it stands right now, it's like, where are the sentinels coming from? Like in No Man's Sky right now, where are the sentinels coming from? Because they can't fuck with me. Wherever the sentinels are coming from, why don't we just go there? Why don't we just go to where the sentinels are? Because they can't beat me. They can't kill me. I'll just go there and just destroy all of them. Send me to the hive brain or something. Jesus. I want there to be an element of, oh shit, I'm about to die, and there's nothing I can do about it. And no matter how tough I am, it doesn't matter how badass my ship is, it just does not matter. You're going to die. That's just me spitballing. I got 1,000 ideas, and I just, you know, I could do this all day, and it'll probably never come to fruition in any way, shape, or form. Captain said a bombastic color palette, custom ships, different music. Civilizations are focused on media and marketing, large space stations and shops. That would be cool. Oh, that would be dope. Just Life is at a player count. Fights for control of resources with an economy. You know what I always wanted? This is another idea that this is bringing out of me. I always wanted the ability to own a system. You know how it's cute right now, right? It's cute right now in No Man's Sky where we claim ownership of these systems. We call them ours, but we do not own it in any real way. You can go in and you can discover the system first, right? You can discover all the planets, and you can go in on each planet and discover all the animals, and in essence it's yours. There's nothing left to discover. Nobody can really place a stamp on that system. You can put a base, you know, but even that'll piss you off if that's your system. You don't want people putting bases there unless you have your direct approval. What I've always wanted out of the game is the ability to literally own that system. Dude, come on guys. There's 16 quintillion systems here. We're not gonna Who are we hurting here by owning one? Who are we hurting by if each and every one of us owned 1 million systems? There would still be so many star systems left. So many star systems left available for people to go out and get their hands on. But I want, like, maybe you come into the star system and there's this huge sentinel presence or something like that, and you have to fight off the sentinel presence. And then maybe there's Gek. It's like controlled by Gek, but you have to fight off the Gek. And when you fight the Gek off, like, you maintain like ownership of the solar system, right? But if you leave and you're not there, maybe you have defenses, or maybe there's something like that you can put there. But if you're gone and you vacate the system too long, the ownership can teeter back in the other direction or something like that, and you lose it. But if you come back, recapture it, it becomes part of your territory again or something like that. We've got all these hubs and we have all of these cool shits like that without actually having territory. You know, we all claim like NMSL is at the center of the Euclid. I mean, cool, we got thousands of systems. We got thousands of systems at the center of the Euclid, but you don't own any of that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not yours. But what if we had the ability to join a hub, and the hub actually has territory that you can inhabit, and if somebody else, hey, it's a nasty universe. If somebody else wants your territory, they can push up. They can push up and they can come on the edge and they can start eating away at the stars on the edge of your territory, kind of pushing closer and closer in. But if you're a hub, naturally you have an army, you have your defenses, you have your defense force or whatever. You can push them back. You can regain your territory. That type of thing always was so cool to me. Like, I had a base and I'm like, cool. This base is mine. I own the base. The base is mine. Nobody can build here unless I want them to. Why can't I own the planet? And nobody can build a base on this planet unless I give them permission to, or unless the power has shifted enough to where you are an owner of the planet or an owner of the territory, and you can just drop down bases. And I can't anymore, or my base is no longer, it gets wiped whenever that territory is kind of switched over. I just want things to be I want things to be hard, but also have, it's like consequence. There needs to be some sort of consequence to you doing some of the things that you do in the game. And I want there to be like risk. There has to be some sort of risk management to all of this shit that we're doing. You know what I mean? Having something to protect actually lends like energy and desire to you to want to protect it, or for you want to expand an empire. Why expand an empire when there is no borders? Cakester said your ideas are pretty good, man. Great ideas. Yeah, man, I'm trying to come up with something here, guys.